Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On meeting order, proclamations we have none, public comments, petitions, and memorials. And as well, so moving on to the consent agenda. Is there anything you'd like to add or?
Yes, city attorney contract, we put end date on the contract of May 13th for the suggestion of Dave, actually. And so that's what his appointment is through. And so we'll just be making monthly payments basically instead of having him invoice us like we've done in the past. And then the signers on our bank accounts, we have to, they need to know every person for every account basically. And then we will be consolidating our accounts into one. And then we'll have an operating account and then a money market account. And so it'll speak to the money market and we'll get whatever the overnight Kansas City municipal investment pool rate is. Just like 3.5% right now.
I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Not taken.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed. Old business, we have none, so we'll jump on into new business, starting with number one, the public hearing and resolution number 2023-09, ordering removal or repair of unfit / dangerous structures. Thank you.
So we, back in the 27th of March, we adopted the initial resolution setting today as the date for those public hearings. And so we first need to open up the public hearing, then there's any comments, and then close it. I would anticipate that there has been no changes to the property since we set out the initial notice, and David's not had any contact from any of the property owners.
So do we need a motion or do I just open the public hearing? Okay, I'd like to open the public hearing, discuss the removal or repair of unfit dangerous properties. Are there any comments?
I live at 507
If
Miami.
you don't, go ahead and talk. You get to call the microphone.
I live at 507 Miami. And currently, we're renting to own this property. And it's been rough. We did get the motion for you guys to tear it down or fix the property. And I had started on it. And then we went through a pregnancy. She was pregnant and that was rough. And then winter time. But honestly, I'm trying this, in the landlord that we're renting to own from, it's all on us. Like no matter what we're doing, it is all on us. And we're just now getting to the point where we're finding out it's all on us, all the repairs. And I got 4 kids and I'm trying to work my best to get it done. And I agree, yes, the structure is rough. It does look like it could be torn down, should be, but I'm doing everything I can. Like I could make the repairs and everything now with the babies born. Like I just need a little bit more time. The property is almost paid off from the owner of the property, but I can say about this is there was pictures taken not too long ago, but since then I've cleaned up the property. I've got the car off the property. It says 913 Miami Street. I don't know if that's the property that was tore down right next to us. But there's a big tree that hangs over on our property and everything else. It is a dangerous tree, but I don't know how to go about getting that torn down because that's not on our property. I don't know what to do about that. I'm just here to say that I do everything I can to get it up to par because I'm trying to raise a family and I'm trying to rent to own a house and I don't make a lot of money, but I'm doing it by myself. And I'm trying the hardest. And
can you tell me your name again?
Todd King.
Okay, Todd, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I still. So, and Todd, have you spoke with Dave at all? Dave Wilson, the code enforcement or permits?
What I don't understand about any of this code enforcement, when they came before we bought this house, the only thing that he docked this house on was the water heater inside the bathroom. That's the only thing. Otherwise, he passed the whole house inside and out. And then the owner or the gentleman we're buying it from, he says that it was up for demolition. That when he was coming to the meetings, he's been coming to the meetings. This is the first one I attended because when I paid my monthly payment to him, he said that I should show up to this meeting. He's not coming no more. So that's why I'm coming here.
And who is the owner?
Forget his name.
I don't know that he's been in any meetings. I mean, we're usually pretty.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he said he usually attends them.
Charles.
Charles, yeah,
What's your address?
507,
Okay, you live.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
But, I'm just coming just to see what I can do. If it can be torn down, I completely understand. And I've even been looking at some options. I got 4 kids and I've looked all around these areas for another house I could try to move into, so it can be torn down. But honestly, I cannot find anywhere, any rentals big enough for all of my kids and me, so I'm just trying to figure out what I can do or what's gonna be done.
I mean, one of my biggest concerns, and we've said this about other houses, is that you're gonna try and fix it up, because I understand that, but then what happens if you put all this money in, fix it, and you
Yeah.
can't get to where it needs to be, and
Right.
you're. So I mean, what kind of plan do you have in place?
Well, the guttering needs done, so all the guttering, I've already bought the paint to paint it, the guttering, like, I've already purchased all the stuff, I just, like I said, winter time hit, she got pregnant and winter time came and it's been rough, and we just fought to get all the kids back in our custody. All the kids are back in our custody as of the 1st of May. They were taken from the state, but the state gave us back all of our kids, so now they're all with us, so now it's just, I got everything to do it, now I'm just trying to figure out what I can do. If it's not gonna be doable, I completely understand, I'm just trying to figure out what I can do or what I should do.
Have any idea how long it would take to bring the place up?
2 months top. I mean, I'm just giving you, I work I work 2 jobs. I work at McDonald's and a cooking company. And I work quite a few hours, but I can take out time if I need to fix up the property. I mean, I'm willing to do that.
Takes away from your income.
Mhm.
That takes away from your income. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying,
Yeah.
but times are tough right now.
Yeah.
I see here that the taxes are current. That's good.
Could I make a suggestion? Maybe you could get with Dave and Dave could do an inspection of the property and come up with an estimate of what it might cost to bring it up to code.
I mean, we really aren't in the business of tearing houses down right and left. I mean, we do, and I always appreciate when the owner or whoever comes in and wants to talk. I'm a little nervous.
Right,
You're renting to own,
right.
but I don't know what the rest of. I'm not opposed to giving some time, but I don't know what the rest of you think.
I'd be willing to give them some time.
Yeah,
I'd rather see someone succeed than not succeed.
exactly.
But if you see that you're getting into it and it's just not gonna happen, I would strongly encourage you to
Back.
see whatever, because I don't want you to sink all this money in there, but if you're willing to give it a shot, unless there's something I'm missing.
So it could be difficult for him to get a permit because tenants can't get permits on the property because it's rent to own.
So it'd have to be the
Mr.
owner.
The owner.
And Mr. Clary, honestly, everything about this through him is, when he came to see me and I gave him the payment, he said, this has nothing to do with him, nothing you guys say, he can't say nothing, like, that's where I'm confused at, like, I'm renting to own it, like, and,
So, right, so if you're not the owner of the property, you can't get a permit.
okay,
So what you need to do is provide either a copy of that contract or an affidavit by Mr. Clare, something along the lines.
Okay.
We can grant a permit. You can't do the work unless you have a permit.
okay,
You can do the work yourself if it's your own home,
right,
but you still need to get a permit.
Okay.
So all that stuff's gonna have to be delivered to you.
okay.
So then the best next step would be for Todd to come in and talk to Dave.
We need to make.
So just call City Hall and ask to make an appointment with Dave Wilson,
Okay.
and that can be a start. Does Janet help with that at all?
No, that's for Dave.
Okay, so we can start with that, and then, and if we can, you can find ways to get that, and if Mr. Clary will help you out with getting permits, then fantastic, but I really encourage you just to, you need a place to live, no doubt, but I just don't want you to get totally upside down in that place, and, you know, when it's Mr. Clary's responsibility to take care of that, so.
Do you have a contract with them, or was it?
Yes. Yes, we got a contract.
Okay, good. Well,
And
that's
in the contract, like, I'm within a year of it being paid off too. But, yeah, like everything about it, like, that's what I'm saying, like, if it's gonna be torn down, I completely understand, but it's my first home I ever attempted to even buy or anything. Understand it needs work, but that's why I came here personally today. I've never been to a meeting like this. I took off work early so I could. And I wanted to listen, see what was said.
good for you.
Yeah, you're doing a fine job.
And if it's a year, wow, you're so close.
Yeah.
Well, we'll help you. All can.
All right.
Okay, so give Mr. Wilson a call tomorrow, and then we'll just go from there.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other comments or questions? Yeah, you're good.
I'm Christy Vasquez, and we own the property at 606 Kansas Avenue. We bought it a year ago, and at the time that we bought it, we didn't realize it was going to be torn down. And I found out a couple of weeks later when I came in and talked to Mr. Wilson, and that's when he told me. He said to submit our ideas of what we want to do with the property, and he would look it over and get the permits. When I submitted it, then he informed us that we needed to have a licensed contractor since it wasn't our personal home. We had bought it so that our, my husband's son could move into it. So, we haven't done anything other than cleaning up the property, keeping it mowed last year, and taking care of all the garbage that was there. My husband was trying to be here. He's a truck driver and he's stuck at the receiver, so he has the ideas. He was telling me a little bit about it, but he's aware of all the repairs that need to be made. He's talked to several construction friends that he has, so he knows what needs to be done.
So then we're just waiting on if you can get a contractor to do these things. I mean,
Yes, he has talked to several. Some of them just don't have the time. I mean, it's so far out, they couldn't get to it. So, yeah, he's trying to find someone that can do it in the near future, and something that we can afford.
which is a challenge too.
Yes, yeah, we do have some money in savings to take care of this, but of course, if it's too high, then we can get.
Right. So are we looking at, you think within the month you're gonna know? I mean, we meet every 2 weeks. I guess we should have given thought. I might as well.
Yes, I think so. I think we would know within the month. And are the meetings always on Mondays?
Yes, second and fourth Monday. So I don't know what do the rest of opinions, the rest of the commission, or Becky, do you have anything to add to this? Or
There are resources out there. USDA has a 0% loan, or you have to be low income. But it's 0% over, I believe, 30 years. So that's potential financing for 30 years.
We probably wouldn't be considered low income at this time, because I sold a house from another state, and that's the money we we're going to use to fix it up. If we had enough, so yeah, I think with that sale, we wouldn't be considered.
Can I ask a question real quick? Can I just confirm, you are the owner of the house and this house is for your son?
Yes, my husband and I own the house, Alfonso and I.
Okay, but it's for your son, right?
Yes, his son, but yes, our son.
So and we're still requiring a permit, even though it's your son.
Yes, at the time, we hadn't told him, Mr. Wilson, it was for our son, so. Yeah, I don't know if that would make a difference or not,
Well, I mean, you still have to have a permit anyway, whether if it's,
or a licensed contractor,
Okay.
probably is what, yeah, because we need to have a licensed contractor to do the work. Yeah, we needed the.
But yeah, that's what I'm asking, is it's not required to have a licensed contractor if you own the house, right?
If you own it and are gonna live in it, yeah.
If it's your residence.
It has to be your residence.
But our son
Well,
is. On the.
But it's the son though, is what I'm saying.
correct.
So that,
So-
to me, that seems like it's pretty much the same to me.
But that's not what I mean, I said whether it doesn't make sense or not, I guess that's the way it's written up, that if it's not your primary residence, but. And that's something that we can look into more, but if, I mean. I'm willing to say that you think if within a month you can get a better idea on if you can have somebody, I mean, is that okay if we give her until?
Yeah.
The,
Till the first meeting
where are
in
we?
June.
Okay. First meeting in June,
Okay, yes, I'll make sure my husband gets something taken care of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna bring, oh, I'm sorry, Brian, go on.
I'd just like to ask, I mean, so if I own a rental house, I can't work on it per code? I have to have a licensed contractor? Is that what we're saying?
and y'all need help with y'all now, because I don't know.
Is that the way the code's written?
The way the code is written is it's not your residence, if it's somebody else's residence, you need to have a contractor. That doesn't necessarily preclude you from becoming a contractor to do that, or placing your son's name on the house so that he is an owner of the house. I mean, there's some steps you can take, but yeah, absolutely on a rental, for example, you'll need a licensed contractor that carries that higher level of insurance, since we owe a greater duty of care to our renters than we do to ourselves. So that's the purpose behind the code.
So if we would add his name.
I
to
think
the
that's
title-
something, if you get in touch with Mr. Wilson, we'd be
Okay.
happy to sit down and go. over that.
Okay,
We'll try to figure out a way around that, not around it.
yeah.
Comply with the ordinance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay, so just stay in contact with Mr. Wilson
Okay,
and let us know how things are going, and hopefully you can get that all in place and get those things done.
Our first meeting is June 12th.
okay,
And if you have something in place before that, let us know, and that helps
Okay.
too, so,
yes.
okay.
Can I ask you how long you've owned this house? You just recently purchased it?
1 year ago. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was in March, I mean,
It doesn't. matter.
yeah, it was almost a year ago, it's sometime the beginning of last year, April, May.
Well, I was just gonna, the reason I ask is because there's $1,100 past due in taxes, according to this.
When we bought it, it was 420 or something like that past due, which we paid before they would give us the title. And I paid $94 in taxes already this year, and that's all that they showed.
Okay, so this isn't accurate.
I hope not.
I hope not. Okay, I was just curious. All right, that's fine, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, well, thanks for coming in.
Okay,
So she has what, I just I have cleared.
So June 12th to let us know
Right.
if you have everything in place, so,
okay,
and then that place back to where it needs to be.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Are there any other comments, questions? Not, then we will close the public hearing. Fine, Jim. So then. Do we still keep the same resolution number? We just cross those others, two houses off?
Yeah.
So is there a motion?
So to clarify, this one will be for 913 Miami Street.
Yes. So I will make the motion to adopt resolution number 2023-09, that declares the structure of 913 Miami Street to be unsafe and dangerous, and ordering the repair or removal by June 12th, 2023.
I'll second that.
Oh, we do. Well, we're having discussion part of it. That's okay? Yeah. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? The only thing that I want to add is that the only reason, I guess I can speak for myself, the reason why I'm willing to do this is that people are coming in and asking for extensions. This is not something that I like to do, and if it's an extension after extension by the same person, I don't know that I would look at it so kindly, but I also really want to encourage people to do what they can to fix up their houses, and so I don't know, just felt like I needed to say that, so.
And I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, then Megan?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed. Moving on to City of Hiawatha logo. So many.
I don't know. Okay, we had a lot of great submissions. I think there was like 13. It was really neat because a lot of like the high school and everyone participated. So really, we just want, we favored a couple of them. Actually, I think there was 3. I put stars beside them, so you can see what like the staff really liked. I think there was 3. So you guys just kind of see which ones you like and let us know. We just like to get one picked out to redesign all of our stuff.
Okay, so like number 14. There's 2 of them there, and so we can use both of them if that's one we picked. That's the one that has the leaf and then has the leaf with the clock tower.
So we would pick one of them. The reason why I put both of them is because they submitted both of those for, we asked them to put like a clock tower in it too, since that's a big Hiawatha thing. So you guys can pick either one.
This is a big decision.
I have mine picked out.
Okay, the stars are ones that you're not gonna tell us who the staff and everything liked those, one of those 3.
It was just the majority, so yeah, I guess I don't know if I want to call anyone out.
Well, I know who like number 3.
Yeah.
Evans, which one's your favorite?
I like number 4.
There's 2 on number 4.
Yeah, it'd be the one with the down clock in the year.
I'd almost rather not have the maple leaves on the town clock. Well, I mean, just because, I don't know, but no, I like that. Okay. So there's Evan's vote. Tony?
I have that one that Evans chose, and also number 14. The one with the this building. I said, y'all. Dave, those are my 2 things.
I picked out number 4, that's one the same as Evans. My second pick would be the same as Tony.
Brian, you got an opinion? You're muted. You just see fingers.
I had it on mute, sorry. Is this something that we're picking today or?
Well, I mean, we got to sometime.
We would like to
Yeah.
today.
I just, I didn't know if it's something we could put on Facebook and let the public pick. What's that?
Well, how about we pick maybe 2 or 3 and
Let's already down to 3. I mean, we got those 3.
and then go, and that's, then put it on Facebook like that.
Good with that if Becky is. It sounds good to me. That's all what you guys want to do, pick like the top 3 or something, and I can put them on there to see what we.
Or we could just do it ourselves.
I mean, as long as there's nothing there that those of you who are gonna be dealing with this, just say, oh my God, if this one gets picked, it's gonna be awful. Every one of them you could work with.
Of those
I'm
Yeah,
down those 3.
Which was the 3rd?
One of 3, We're 3, 4, and 14.
Three. Let me look at three.
We leave the names off and just.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
I will put the names
What
on.
it is.
I just put those on there for your guys'
Oh.
reference.
I thought that was.
I mean,
Oh.
I like them. So, I mean, I don't really care. None of us are abroad, like, I don't know, like that one too, so. Absolutely, I'm fine with it on Facebook. And then with us having final veto power.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I just,
I know, absolutely.
so just put the top 3 on there that.
Top,
you guys
yes, just
have
top
me.
3. There's no way we're
Okay.
giving it to everybody.
And then I'll go ahead and put that on probably tomorrow, and then that, like, next commission meeting, I'll be able to give you guys which one was.
So then, so technically, it's like, there's like 5, because there's 2 on,
Yes.
so.
No. No,
Yeah.
because we already said. On the floor, it's the one on the left.
Oh, you said that.
What's the one on the right? That was our choice, that was our pick.
I say we just, huh? I say we just throw those 3 up there and then we go from there. And then if we have to decide between on slide 14, if that what wins between one and the other, we will.
Okay, so it's 4, 14, and 3.
3, 4, and 14
I disagree,
with what? I mean,
because 3 of us up here said that we liked. Certain ones,
well, those are the ones that are gonna be up there.
but
You
you wanted
liked-
to put 5 up there.
No, well, no, what I'm saying 5, but there's no, I don't mean number 5. No, we're just doing 3,
No.
4, and 14.
So the left one on 4
Okay,
and the right one on 14. Is what the 3 of us said we liked.
And does number 3 have a left or right, or is that,
yeah, it does.
that,
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
all right,
and we'll give it a week on Facebook, or we'll, actually, we can do it up until the next.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan.
Yes.
Okay, Brad, would you like to come up and speak about the mower bids?
So on April 18th, we opened up more bids for the sewer department. We received 6 bids from, I believe it was 4 different vendors. And there was one bid that was lower than the one that we're suggesting, that was a residential grade mower. So the low bid on that one is a Gravely PT 160 from Skyview Equipment for $8,750. And on May 2nd, bids were open for HPNR for a mower for them. And we received 12 bids from 5 different vendors. And what they're asking us to do is they would like to go with the Spartan from Bolton, with Spartan CX9 for $81.42. This is just to add a mower that they need for their staff for this summer. They need an extra mower so they can all have, I think they can have enough mowers to do what they need to do. And there was quite a bit in that, there was quite a bit budgeted for that mower this year. The idea behind that was we were gonna get a big mower to those other properties. And since then, we have changed we've kind of reorganized how we're gonna do that this year. We're gonna have Gene out and do that from the maintenance, from our maintenance department. And we decided that we can use one of the mowers that we have because they get pretty beat up, low derelict properties, and so we want to use one of the mowers that we have existing, and we can buy something that can knock out the weeds and the tall grass pretty easily. I think that way we're not tearing the mowers up by doing this. And so I don't think that we need to spend a big sum of money on a big mower just for properties. And so this will allow us to kind of get a mower for them, plus it allows us to mow derelict properties as well.
And it's already getting close to some properties need to be mowed, so.
Yes.
I make a motion, we approve the purchase of a Grafley PT 160 Skyview equipment for $3,750. And a Spartan RT Pro CXI from Bullfrog Repair for $8,140.
Second.
Also good.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? Okay, not Megan.
All in favor? All opposed?
Motion passed. Thank you, Brad. Okay, number 4, the 2024 budget process calendar.
So this is like the most critical function of the governing body, is adopting your annual budget. And setting the priorities to the upcoming fiscal year. So I would like to include in our process 3 different workshops, starting with a goal setting workshop where we'll set different priorities of commissioners. And then the second component would be we do our 5-year CIP year planning. And then the final workshop would be operating budgets, debt service, special revenue funds, and assess valuation. A couple years back, the state statute changed that allows us to, if we say we're going to exceed the revenue neutral rate, then we don't have to send in our budget until it's due to county clerk on October 1st. I actually chaired the committee on the league to get this extension, so I would really like to take as much time as we can with the budget, and send, make sure that we are dotting all our i's and crossing our t's, especially given that I have not done this budget here before. So I would like to kind of drop criticisms as much as possible, essentially. So if we don't say that we're going to exceed the revenue neutral rate, then it's due August 15th, which could be challenging for us this year, especially with not having a city clerk being new. So, but this is the kind of the calendar, outlines what our process is, internal and due dates, and then of course, public meetings. I wanted to try and set the workshops up for meeting nights since everyone's available. But there's 5 Mondays in May, so I was like, wow, we could do that fifth Monday, except I realized today that that's Memorial Day. So I already have to change to our workshop schedule. But I guess I need to kind of figure out with you all what dates work for everyone to attend in person, so that we can get through some of this stuff. And the 29th of May does not work. So.
Well, Brian, you'd be the first one to start.
I will be back the 17th and be back until the 30th.
17th of May.
Yeah.
So we could maybe do the next commission meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Good.
So that's workshop number 1,
Mhm.
the 22nd.
Yes. It's a lot that I'm going to need to prepare in the next 2 weeks, but
So,
we'll figure it out.
but then what are we gonna do? We're not gonna go, I mean. We're gonna, I don't know that we can make them all get done on the meeting night, can't we? Or go every other. Brian, be here.
I think we can. Well, are you here for those other 2 dates, Brian? The June 26th and July 17th?
In theory, yes.
And of course, we can also push some of this back since our timeline is now, right? Adopt by, I think it's September 15th.
I think I'll be in town on the 17th,
Okay,
that whole week.
Oh, I'm not. Yes, I will.
Well, at least we have May 22nd in place.
And I mean, we don't have to do them on meeting nights, I just, you know,
That'd be nice.
I'm gonna just take up a lot of your time, so. Trying to be.
Probably be easier to do it that way.
Also, at least, I mean, can we just go with these first two and then?
Yeah.
Figure them out as we
Yeah.
go for the third.
Yeah. Okay.
22 and 26.
So then I'm going to need a motion, please. Number 4.
Make a motion to adopt the 2024 budget process calendar, setting dates for budget workshops.
Maybe with the, with the July set, or the third workshop to be determined or something.
With the third workshop to be determined. Workshop number 1 will be on May 22nd.
Number 2. May 26th.
And yeah, workshop number 2 will be on June 26th.
Second,
Been moved in second. Any further discussion? Not maybe.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed. Number 5, request to purchase property. So Brad, did you talk about that?
Yes.
So, Bill March, is a city about purchasing a piece of property that we own that is east of the old North Sewer Plant. Currently, that sewer plant is just a pump station that we use to up to the South Sewer Plant. From what I understand from talking to staff and ex-staff, is that the property at one time was where the outfall was for the old North Sewer Plant. It also used to be the city dump a long time ago, I guess. And so right currently that it's just a landlocked piece of property. I believe Bill Varnishmet owns on 3 sides of it. And he is, like I said, he had approached the city about just purchasing it because I think he wants to kind of just square it up and so he can farm that ground there. But it's mostly trees, to be honest with you, but he might be doing something with that, I'm not sure, but we have no use for that property, honestly. It does not serve any purpose for the city currently, and it won't in the future. What we're unclear about at this time is we said that we had a sewer pipeline that runs through that property. Now, I don't believe that's the case, but I need to do a little more research on that. I made a couple of phone calls. I've been looking for plans, maps for that. And I've been unsuccessful finding them so far. And so I need to do a little research, but I don't believe that we actually do have a pipeline that runs through there. So I don't think that we even need to maintain an easement. But I just need to find that out a little bit more clear. But yeah, I would recommend that we do sell the property to Bill Wanderschmidt, I believe, for the purchase price of $10,000.
We need to add anything else to the motion? We'll do something first.
So the purchase price is higher than kind of our code allows for just to sell something, so. We have a competitive bidding requirement for all purchases and all sales unless it's not practical or impossible to bid it. You can't transfer landlocked property to someone else, so there's really only 2 buyers for this property. Mr. Bonner Schmidt, and then there's a neighbor, Lambert. And frankly, if you look at the map, this was obviously carved out of the tract that, or the parcel that Bill Bonner Schmidt owns, so. If you're going to authorize a sale, we do need to make a finding that it's not practical to put that out for competitive bid because of the nature of the property. The fact that it's landlocked, we're not going to get competitive bids on this.
So does
so
anybody,
it's okay to do it this way, is that what you're saying?
If the commission makes a finding it's not practical or impossible to put out competitive bids, that's what the code requires. Competitive bidding unless the commission finds it's impractical and impossible to do so. And I'm telling you, there's only 2 people that can buy this property that we can sell this property to. So. That's why I think it's in. If you look, it's obviously, like I said, it's carved out little in
he owns the rest of the parcel.
Three sides.
So I don't think it's impossible to bid this, but I do think it's impractical.
It's impractical, so does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we authorize the sale of property to,
Oh, we can't do the property yet, right? We have to,
Well, if you authorize the sale, I'll go with Brad about that easement. We'll need to draft the.
so we can do it all in one motion. I'm sorry, 29.
no, that's fine.
So we can do it all in one motion.
Well, I think we've made the findings, right?
Oh, no, it's a motion. Yes, I assume Evans, Dave.
Yes.
Brian, you okay with that too?
Yes.
Okay,
I apologize.
no, that's perfectly okay. I authorize the sale of property to Bill Bondersmith in the amount of $10,000.
Is there a
And
second?
do we need to add that it's not practical to go out for bid on it with the motion?
I think that's what we're just gonna make that finding, as long as you're okay with that finding.
Okay, sorry, yeah, yep, I'm fine.
Yeah, I asked the same thing, and so I was on the same page as you, Brian, but.
Okay.
It's been moved and seconded. It hasn't been seconded, did somebody second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded, any further discussion? If not, made.
All in favor?
So-
Motion pass.
We'll get together and we'll bring back something for signature.
Okay, now I've lost. My- So it's actually. Moving on to report from staff, so.
So the fire department pancake feed, they raised $6,000, which I thought was incredibly impressive. And it's also eligible for the Hiawatha Community Foundation match. And so they'll get an additional $2,100 to match in their account. So that's super exciting. Yeah, they sold a lot of pancakes. So personnel update, Jenny is back working for us again. She was our utility billing clerk previously. She's come, so that's fantastic. We've got some good help that, knows how to do stuff, so. And then we're doing clerk interviews this week, so I'm hoping at the next commission meeting, we'll make that appropriate. Sports complex dedication is May 20th at 11 a.m. There's a community bash July 30th. 11 to 2 p.m. at the Fisher Center. It's for like expecting parents or something. Street project update in the packet. I had the letter from Merchants Bonding Company, which is the contractor's performance bond company. They need a ton of information, basically every record we have of everything related to this project. So Jason Hoskinson, who was the engineer on the project, went around with Brad and I last week and looked at stuff, and he's going to be working up, kind of what his opinion is on some areas. We'll gather up all this evidence, and then likely it'll be, we have to hire like a third party, neutral party, that we both, us and the contractor, can agree on, to kind of inspect things and come up with a proposal, I guess. And last thing, I am going to an EcoDevo conference Wednesday through Friday down in Kansas City. It's like a 9-state region, and Kansas City is listening it, so it's inexpensive. So that was nice.
7 week.
Yes. And that's all I got.
Is Brad any more?
I do. I wanted to give an update on some information that we came across. It was for the county connecting links. What this is a county receives money from the state to maintain certain roads. And those roads that would be of concern to us would be Oregon Street, East Miami, 6th Street from early Oregon Street all the way out to 260th. And it seems to also that it would include East Iowa Street as well. So any road that's considered to be a county secondary road, they receive money from the state to maintain those. And currently, what's been happening is that they would stop at city limits and not cut them all the way in on the asphalt to help maintain these roads. And so we're going to, I believe, approach the county about helping us maintain the roads that they collect money for. And we're, to help us out as well. Yeah, that's just kind of an update of where we're at on that or what that information is. And does anybody have any questions about that?
Is that the map that you're getting those streets from? Or is there something else?
There's another map that I will show you.
All the streets you mentioned are not on here.
All the streets I mentioned are over there.
They got Oregon, they got North Sixth. And they got East Miami up coming out
Yeah.
First Street.
Herb Roland had a map that shows that East Iowa is a county secondary road as well. And so that's where I'm getting that.
It doesn't have Iowa on there, it doesn't have Miami on there.
East Miami,
East Miami.
I'm in East Miami from First Street East is what we're talking about.
I've seen the county do chip seal on East Miami up to Bruna.
Yes.
They come in from the east.
We didn't that time. The last time that they came up to Bruno was because Herb convinced him to come to that. And so they really need to be bringing that on their First Street.
I bet I can't repeat that. How did all this get started and I'm just dumbfounded. Do they not know that they're supposed to do this and why did we not know? I mean, it's been years.
It's been years, and I believe that, I know Herb brought this to my attention about a month and a half ago. And so we've been talking about it since.
Yeah.
As far as the county knowing about it, I can't speak to that. I'm not sure whether they do. I'm sure they do. But I can't say for sure, I guess.
Sure.
I believe they probably know about it, but I don't want to.
But if we're doing it, why should they?
Yeah.
I mean.
And so, and as far as how long the city's known about it, I'm also not sure about that. I think that the city has known about this for a little while anyway. I'm not exactly sure when we found out about it or why we kept this, but I know that Herb brought it to my attention and we brought it, I think he brought it, I brought it to Becky's attention and we agree that it's, it's something that we need to move forward on.
Yeah, I think I'm glad her brought it to your attention.
Yeah.
Cause you're on top of things as Herb is, and I'm sure that this will be rectified.
Yes, that's the idea.
Yes, exactly.
Even if it's not even if East Iowa doesn't end up being on it, we still need to get the roads that we do have on the record.
I know that Herb did speak with somebody at the county. I'm not sure who, but they were like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. So, probably we'll send an official letter to come and start the process.
Wonder if there's any kind of deal that was made when they come in and chip seal our streets for the year. If there was some kind of trade-off with how that was done.
I don't know about.
Right, and so something like that would predate all of this, which, can only be the explanation for why. Was at one time more of a cooperative effort to get the streets chip sealed here in town, and that's kind of fallen by the wayside for the last, 3 to 4 years. That's likely, everybody knew, these are not new statutes, they've been around for a long time, so.
1945.
But unless, I think what Brad's looking for, unless there's some opposition to us moving forward to try to get this rectified, we'll just start that process.
It's gonna go a little long.
Wow, thanks.
And I was just gonna give a quick public works update. We have moved the water department back into the public works building at 912 Hiawatha Avenue. It's gonna be good to centralize staff. The idea being, we have a lot of public works staff that we can use for many different projects. A good example of that is Wednesday, we have Dominic and Bruce going to it's kind of a safety class that they're gonna be attending down in McLeod, yes. And so but it's good because that way we can send, somebody out to help that sewer, because they're gonna need more than just one person out there, for a lot of different reasons. But, it's gonna allow us to work more efficiently. We're still in the process of taking applications for another street position. Right now, sewer is going to stay where they are. Just for the fact that we need room to be able to park our equipment inside, that's where their trucks are. And so they're going to just be reporting out there, then and then they'll report to 912 Hiawatha when we need them. And so not everybody's gonna be down there, the water department at first. We're gonna be doing some reorganization down there. We have some ideas on the buildings. Make room. We're gonna do some things out, kind of reorganize down there as well. But as far as staff goes, we're gonna try to centralize out of our public works building. That way we can kind of stay on top of, get people where they need to be, I guess is a good way to put it. So that way, if, Herb or Sean needs somebody to help fill potholes, we can accommodate that, things like that. We can use staff efficiently that way. We sent, I believe Becky sent an email to, what's it? Garrett. And we were trying to schedule a pre-construction conference. And so we're in the process of trying to get that scheduled at this time.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you, Brad.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, moving on to governing body comments. One thing I want to add is I'm piggybacking off of those posts Megan put up on the Hiawatha Facebook page that this is Public Service Recognition Week. So it's time to, recognize our public service employees and everybody who works for the city and keep this place running. So it's nice at least they get a week to at least be recognized. So I just wanted to say thank you to all the city folks who keep this place going. Brian, do you have anything?
I do not.
Dave?
Mila and I took a tour of Brad Rosenberger's remodeled house over there. It's quite impressive. And that house was slated for demolition, if I recall. I just want to give him a bit of praise for that. He spent a lot of money on it, but it looks wonderful. It looks like a brand new house inside. So I'm hoping maybe some other people will get the urge to remodel some of our larger, older houses around town. It was very impressive.
I'd just like to commend the fire department again on the great job they did on their pancake feed. It was really good food and everything. So, yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't want to steal Tony's thunder, so she was excited about it. Tony, do you have anything else? I beat you there, by the way. I was there before you.
Becky texted me Sunday morning and said, don't forget about the pancake feed. I texted her back and said, are you kidding?
Well, I thought you were gonna be making the coffee. Yeah.
Great food, great pancake feed. And I'm so happy that they made that much money. Everybody had a good time. I do have a comment to make. I was talking to a newcomer to Hiawatha that's only been here for a short while. And she's originally from California. She moved here because of the violence, and sadly she was a part of the violence, and that's why she had to get away from California. So she got online and was looking for a place to live, and this thing came up about, the 5 nicest small towns to live in, and Hiawatha popped up. So she looked at that and, the first thing she saw was, the children at the school putting on a play or singing or something. But then she started looking further and saw the, Parks and Rec and everything that they are doing and have done, and how it included seniors down to toddlers and everything that happens throughout the year for all ages. And she said that that was what drew her and brought her to Hiawatha, not knowing a soul. And she said that this is the friendliest town and community that she's ever been to. And she obviously is a religious lady, and she said she knows that God sent her here for a reason after living in California. So I just wanted to share that because we do have a wonderful town here. And I wish she would have known about the pancake feed.
Next year.
Next year, don't need it. Anyway, that's all I.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Moved in second to adjourn. Megan?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion passed.